My computer just died. I was using it and then it died. I pressed the button and it did. I unplugged, I replugged. Still dead. The bad news then is my computer's dead. The good news is I get to make a video fixing it. And the even better news is I get to tell you about our sponsor.
Origin PC. Configure your next-gen gaming desktop or laptop today and get big savings. Save up to $900 off select laptops and up to $275 off select desktops at the link below.
Step one's my favorite because so often it ends up working. Try again and see if it magically healed itself in transport. Jake told me he did confirm that it was actually broken though. I was not expecting this to turn on. I told you not to fix it.
I didn't fix it.
You did. You told me you were tinkering around with it and you figured out what was wrong.
Yeah,
what does that mean? That means you fixed it.
But then I put it back. Yesterday, like last night when I undid the thing that I fixed, it still did not turn on. I would turn the power switch on, press the button, it would light up for like half a second and shut off. You know, like that when your motherboard's dead kind of vibe?
I told him not to touch it.
It didn't work when I was using it yesterday.
The bad news is we don't get to troubleshoot the computer together. What we do get to do is figure out where, oh, I found it. I've been looking for the leak in my computer for
right there.
ages.
Look,
yeah.
You can totally see it. There's like a poo smear.
Okay, computer works perfectly. The good news is that, no, my computer actually doesn't work perfectly. There are a couple of issues that I've had with it for months now. One is that my RGB strips are not compatible with the headers on my motherboard, and I just haven't gotten around to getting an adapter. That's no problem, we're gonna fix that in about 2 seconds. The other one is that there is a slow leak in my radiator that has been rapidly accelerating from, that's weird. Why do I need to top this thing up every 3 to 6 months to, I need to top this thing up every 2 weeks or my pump is running dry. And finally, it's gotten so bad that I can actually see finally where it's coming out. Did this just turn off? The fact that the system's having troubles again now means that there is no obvious step one, because I would have said step one's to drain the system. But if I drain the system and then do all the water cooling and refill it only to find out that I have to replace a motherboard or something like that, I'm gonna have to redo all of that work. Jake's theory is that it was the power supply because he swapped it and then it worked, but then we put the original one back in and then it worked and then it didn't work. Let's try the power supply swap. This is one of the benefits of a modular power supply that people don't really talk about. If you gotta swap it out for troubleshooting, as long as the replacement is the same model, and sometimes even just the same manufacturer, you just put it in, plug in your old cables, and you're done. No cable management. It's just set and forget. She powers up. Will she stay like that? Who knows? Come on, baby. Okay, seems fixed. I'm gonna assume that the power supply fixes all we need, and it's time to move on to the leak, which is a much bigger problem than it at first appears to be. You see, my case wasn't designed by a case designer. It was designed by me and then modeled with some help from the one and only Taryn Van Hemert, which means that it's super cool, but has some problems. For one thing, while the two radiators fit, there's no easy way to install them. This appears to just be a spontaneous leak, and it's not even right at the surface. It's not even crushed or anything, so it's gotta be somewhere deeper inside the rad. I think realistically, this thing's coming out. We're going full on, working on the car technique here. Gotta drain that oil pan there. Okay, this is either gonna go really great or really bad, and either way it'll be kind of funny. I'm having flashbacks to this build now. Getting all these fans and the radiator in place was a pain in the butt. Now I remember why it was such a pain, because this bracket hooks into the bottom of the case and there's no room with the front USB up here to slide it off the hook. And people asked why we didn't release the plans for this case. It's because it sucks. There we go. All right, and go. What? Oh, okay, there it is. First step, let's get some new fittings on this radiator. I think we're going to have to get a little bit creative today. There we go. That'll do it. That gives us a ton of flexibility to line this bad boy up. Okay, time to get out the saw. Ugh. I need to take off an ever so tiny amount of this. Okay, on the plus side, brand new saw, sharp. That is a really wide saw blade guide, and that is a very crooked cut. Ooh, it's gonna be really tight. Okay, perfectly straight cut this time. Here we go. It's the saw, because I cut at an angle and it's straight. Okay, how are we feeling about that?
That looks good.
The second radiator is officially bypassed, but we're far from done because nothing we've done so far helps me cool this with the pool. I think I have a plan. I'm gonna take out this bent tube here that goes between the CPU block and the reservoir. We go from here into here, and then we go from here to the back panel of the case. And look at this, I can even use my old 90-degree bend for this. All I gotta do is shorten it a little bit. Okay, I may have not anticipated something here. This height is not right. It's going great, thanks for asking.
You know what you should do here? Is just use a female to female and just extend the tube.
That's actually what I'm doing. So this goes here into there, and then this goes to a pass-through at the back.
Oh, that's not even that bad.
So it can either run standalone or as part of whole pool water cooling. Sick, right?
Yeah.
Then I have one of these on the one that goes into the GPU. And so all I have to do is, if I ever want to make sure that it's only running internally,
Oh, I see.
I hit
this
that.
is gonna go into that. Gotcha.
and then it won't go anywhere.
I like.
Our only concern is that if we're running in pool mode, we're not splitting our flow and unnecessarily just running water through this part of the loop for no reason. So all we've got to do is use one of these ball valves anywhere outside of just the CPU and GPU portion of the loop. So it could either go in here, which is a pretty tight fit by the time we put fittings on here, or it could just go in here, which means that all the work I just put into painstakingly getting this exactly the right length, I'm now gonna have to redo. You know what? This one's ever so slightly too long, so I might just put it here.
What about the pump? Are you worried about just running the pump into nothing? It will get quite warm. I mean, realistically, are you ever going to be like in a situation where you're doing this regularly?
No.
It's like a once in a while thing.
Yes.
So if you have to just unplug the Molex, like whatever, right?
Honestly, I think so. And if it ever does become a problem, we could always just wire a switch up to the back of the case, right where the quick disconnects are, and then run the pump through that, and then...
I mean, we could do that right now even. Like
Nope.
No? Okay.
No, today's a busy day. I took out the tube that was here, grabbed 2 scrap pieces of tubing, and you wouldn't even believe it. They are exactly the right length with the inline ball valve. This approach does require a lot of fittings though. I feel like this is kind of like that main gear cube system we checked out ages ago. One concern is that these are not quite aligned, and there's no way to have it perfectly aligned because this one either needs to be level with this or level with the back.
Or you can probably just self-tubing the last bit.
You know what? That's actually a pretty good idea because this is going to be really tight anyway, right? We've got to have this pass-through fitting here, right? Like that. And it's going to be like, eh. So unless they're lined up perfectly, it's going to kind of suck. Let's have a look at how it looks. This is not my cleverest idea, but it's far from my worst. We need to drill holes in the back of the case for our pass-throughs. And drilling metal next to a computer, not the best thing. But what we could do is we can just tape this bag on the inside so that all the metal bits will get caught in this bag.
No regrets?
No regrets. Boy.
Oh, perfect. Beautiful.
That does look beautiful. Freaking awesome.
We're good?
Yeah. All right, thanks, Antoine.
You're welcome.
Keep labbing. All right, those are on there. Are we ready to fill this?
Oh yeah.
I think so. Noctua Edition screwdriver. Sign up for a notification. These are coming very soon. Moment of truth. Oh, there's definitely action. Oh no, oh no. I don't have a keyboard plugged in. I actually did design some parts of this system pretty cleverly. There's a fill port here. Don't worry though, there's nothing to spill water on over here. It's just cables, it doesn't matter. There's a whole thing to make sure that the system was really, really easy to fill. So the pump sits right under the reservoir, and then the radiator is oriented so that the fittings are at the top so that all the air should bleed out of it extremely quickly. Yet another flaw that prevented us from releasing the plans for the case though, is that this fill port isn't accessible once the server rails are on. So it's really not that convenient. Oh, balls. That's why the pump's having trouble. What happens here now is that water comes through here into the GPU block. It doesn't go through here because this is a quick connect, so the water can only pass through if that gets opened up, right? So it goes through the block, out here into the CPU block, out here. It doesn't go here because, again, this needs to be depressed in order for any water to flow through, and then it just follows the regular loop path. If I wanted to run it externally with an external pump, I would just hit this valve, go in here, it would go into the GPU block, CPU block, and out here. I don't know if the power supply was the issue. This power supply is powered on and there isn't a single LED illuminated on this board. I think it's the board. I'm going motherboard shopping. The bad news is that there are no local stores with this particular motherboard in stock, which means we have to swap the motherboard. Yep. The good news is we have a motherboard that is compatible and has all the right features and slots. What I'm hoping is that the CPU socket is in the same spot. You know what, Jake? Holy crap, I think they are. I think these are based on the same basic board design.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. You're squirting.
Now, the board should be able to just come completely clear without the water cooling interfering with it. Cool. And as long as that CPU socket is in exactly the same place, this won't be a problem at all.
It's a good thing I didn't fix it yesterday.
Oh no.
Yeah.
This is the one I sheared off. Hopefully that was tight enough. That will have to be drilled out.
Oh, mother. Where's the drill? Can't believe I'm doing this.
Hey.
I've got the motherboard out, the block off, the CPU out, the NVMe SSD taken out, all the RAM. There's no super obvious place that it looks damaged or burnt. We do not have another of the same block, but what we do have is another AM5. This is like a mono block, technically, sort of. You can see the spot where it would touch the VRMs, but obviously not for this board. But it does use the same standoffs. So in theory, I can take both of these apart, steal the one extra standoff to replace the damaged one, and then put this block on the new board. And then we just have this brand new mono block that is not really useful anymore. That's it, that's all I have to do. Steal that little thing. Ugh, ew. Ew, this is kind of crusty. Oh, there's a bunch of gunk in there. Jesus, Linus. I'm just cleaning the gunk out of this. Ugh. Ew, it's like hairy.
Jake, that power supply, yeah, it's dead.
What?
I was running it at, like just like 100 watts and it died. It just dies multiple times.
Well, the motherboard is, we tried a different power supply and it was stopped working again. Maybe the power supply killed the motherboard? Finally got everything to line up. Put the block back together. And we can put the computer back together. Hey, hey. I swear, at this point, I've rebuilt Linus's computer more times than I've rebuilt my own computer.
This looks like it's going well. I couldn't help noticing the power supply is not in the chassis anymore.
Would you like the good news or the bad news? Oh, well, actually, I don't know if I really had that much. Well, the good news is like we're getting there. We're getting close now. Well, the block is on, the CPU's in. I just gotta put the M.2. We're like pretty much there. The bad news, or interesting news, I'll do first. That power supply, the first one, is dead.
Oh.
It failed at like 100 watts after like 3 minutes. I'm just getting him to test this one just in case.
Okay.
Because he said, I'll just put it on for like 10 minutes at 100 watts and see.
Are you impressed by my new wiring setup?
Yes.
Nice.
Good job.
Thank you.
Anywho, the real reason I'm here is I wanted to know what the dealio is with my power supply. It just died?
Yeah, it's able to reach the all the voltages and live for a bit, but then under like 100 watt load, it just dies after a couple minutes.
The ROG one seems fine.
Yeah, it's running right now. It's under about 100 watts and living. It's a low bar, but
All right. I think we're good. I think
like
it's
my-
in the same spot.
You like my Sharpie stoppers? One time I did that and I left the Sharpie in there for like a month and came back to it and it would not come out. I actually had to cut it.
Holy crap, the CPU socket's in exactly the same place. Everything's going back in. While I'm putting this on, do you want to recut this tube to be like
Man, that's really bad.
that much longer?
Yeah, I got
Yeah. Wait, you know what? I wonder if I didn't get it all the way into the fitting again. That's it.
you. Okay, this is definitely perfect now.
Is it the right length though?
I don't know. We'll find that out.
Give it a twist. There you go. Hey, that actually looks like it's probably very close and the exact same size as the one you had before.
No, it's definitely longer. It's a bit longer.
Okay,
It's still a bit short.
I'm over it.
I mean, this is passable now.
Oh, yeah.
Before it was pretty rough.
Yep. Realistically, plugging this into a PCIe by one slot, I'm not gonna get the full 10 gig.
What happened to the other card?
What other card?
What happened to the 1x
Oh,
card?
I was having problems with it.
Oh. Does this work in a 1x slot?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, of course. PCIe is up and down slot length compatible.
Yes.
It'll just limit the bandwidth.
Some cards
This'll
don't
work.
But yeah, if it works, that's great.
And thoughtfully, ASRock included open-backed slots on this motherboard. That makes a huge difference because otherwise you have to do what I did in a video like 9 years
with
ago
a Dremel.
and take a hot knife or a Dremel
Oh.
or something. Well, Dremel's risky because
Yeah.
it's rotary.
Yeah,
But you
I
take a
agree.
hot knife and you just kind of melt the back and then you kind of pick it off with the nail. You can kind of.
Yeah.
We're gonna need some water.
I already got that earlier.
Nice.
It's fancy water.
It's actually a little easier to pour from the LTT bottle. One sec.
Just add all the bacteria yourself. DIY yuck. Did it turn on?
Front button, quick. Maybe give her the old power cycle again. Okay, hit it again.
Is it even getting to the rad? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, just take the PWM control off. Oh, okay.
Oh, the pump was just like running really slow?
Yeah. Oh, DisplayPort. Jake?
What? Oh, sorry, I was just, the bubbles. Was in my own world. Whee!
It's truly amazing trying to run a company where the entire staff is just like, ooh, bubbles. DRAM is flashing.
Just give it a sec. It's memory training. Just give it a sec. The fact that it's cycling through them is a good sign. There you go, buddy. Easy.
Yeah, it's not up yet.
Easy. It just cycled the display. She'll be on.
Hey!
That's
All
what it
right.
was. That was definitely that, you know?
You were right.
Just had to have faith. I hate that, though. It's awful.
Very stressful.
Especially for like a new PC builder. How many people have posted in AMD Reddit and been like, I just built a computer and it's not turning on, and then edit. Just kidding, it's fine.
Where's it gonna come down? Where's it come down?
Oh, that was almost bad.
It's a controlled drop. Oh.
Did you break it?
Inaccessible boot device.
What?
You put the SSD in, right?
Yeah, RAID mode. You have to turn on RAID driver.
BIOS.
PBS? No. Yes. There it is.
There we go.
And then you have to reboot again.
Here we go, preparing automatic repair. You better repair.
Here, look at this crazy strategy. Wow, you can stick it in upside down. No way.
Hey!
Is it in an OS?
Yes. So close now.
Don't forget to plug the RGB in, eh?
This is the Everything is Going Great song. Everything's going great. Whoa! That's so much better. I haven't had working lights in here forever.
Those look sick.
These are really nice RGB strips.
You should have had them in the other orientation.
No, I like it on the sides.
It's just that the power supply is super lit.
Oh, that's okay. Maybe I like my power supply lit. Maybe that's what happened to my old one.
To be fair, I think the one that I put in your computer was just like a random one on the shelf, so it could have been through some.
To be fair, that's the first Seasonic power supply that has failed since we started working with them years ago. Die averages at 80 though?
Look at the core temps. The core temps are 60.
No, this is not the result I expected.
No, that's pretty bad actually. What's going on there? It's vibing at 5.4 gigahertz.
Okay, that's a touch on the high side.
Yeah.
The water is freaking hot.
Oh yeah, I feel it's light at temperature. You're not getting the hot air out of here fast enough. The extra filters and stuff is pretty restrictive.
Yeah, I can take the filter out.
It feels less bad now.
Yeah, it's probably, this filter works really well, but is
Oh, you can't even see through it.
crazy restrictive.
Is there more than one or is just the one?
No, it's just one.
It is 10 degrees cooler.
Yeah, all right, well, there's your problem. Also, I'm gonna hook it up to the pool anyway.
It's gonna be very cold when it's on the pool.
Yeah, oh, it's amazing. And I had people concerned about the winter and the dew point and all that. Don't worry about it because we plan to maintain the pool at just like a low but reasonable temperature.
8 degrees or something like
People
that.
here generally don't drain their pools in the winter. So we'll just have it at like,
The coldest it gets here is like -10 on like the worst day. Don't unplug it, it's updating the BIOS now.
anyway, but that was supposed to do
Some
that,
boards
right?
do that.
And I'm Linus, and I'm probably gonna tell you about our sponsor, Guardio. It's a shame we live in a world where even popular tech YouTubers can be victims to hackers and scammers. Guardio has both a web app and a mobile app to keep you safe online no matter how you browse. If you're opening an email that maybe you shouldn't be, Guardio is there to let you know that something got past your spam filter. And they can even do this with SMS messages. That means no more banks texting you, telling you to open your account so they can make a totally real deposit. Guardio will also let you know in real time if your data is compromised so you can handle it immediately. Plus, they shield you from phishing attempts so you don't end up like some unnamed popular tech YouTube channels. Plus, you get even more features like malware blocking, pop-up elimination, fraudulent website protection, and you can use it with up to 5 users at no extra cost. So empower your online browsing today with Guardio at the link down below. All that's left is a BIOS update. Take this baby home. If you guys enjoyed this video, hey, why don't you check out part 2 of whole pool water cooling, where you're gonna see the system that I'm gonna hook this up to, where I'm not gonna have to worry about my insufficient fans.